Hey everyone, Steven here. Thank you for joining me again here today at Corals Daily. So it's been a little frustrating because while I was filming this episode, my for some reason my GoPro decided to switch from just a regular speed to slow mo. So halfway through the video, everything I say sounds like bleh, bleh. So I have to basically just record something in voiceover. And also, my cat was really noisy the whole time. So you just saw my cat, and I have to tell him to shut up. So, anyways, today's episode is about Foxface Rabbitfish. I previously have just the magnificent foxface, which is kind of to the left. It's got the reddish color, and then I recently just added the yellow foxface fish, rabbitfish, which is in the middle of the picture here. You see, this is when everything just went to slow mo. Anyways, slow mo looks pretty when fish are swimming, but not pretty when you're talking. So a lot of people ask, are foxface rabbitfish reef safe? I would argue that maybe 99% of the time they are if they're well fed. And also, there's always room for debate on what's the definition of reef safe. But if you're talking about not touching corals, not touching clams, for the most part, yes, they are. I have seen them occasionally nip on clam mantles, and they also will nip soft corals like pulsing xenia, that kind of stuff. So here you can see that I'm pointing at a spot on the wall where I used to have a clump of the soft coral, and it's completely gone right now. Over the last few days, I noticed it's like disappearing. So I suspect it is the foxface rabbitfish doing that because I don't see any other fish picking on it. And when it comes to compatibility, I say foxface just goes with whatever fish you want to put in there. They live happily with smaller fish, and they live happily with larger fish. No other fish will try to bother them because they actually have venomous spine, which they will flash and stand up. And by the way, if you try to catch them, you got to be careful because you will get poisoned. So be very careful when you're handling foxface rabbitfish. And there are several types of rabbitfish, and the genre of foxface is just one of them. The normal foxface you see here in the middle, it's just yellow. I also used to keep the ones that are darker, the Fijian foxface, and also they're the type that has the black dot in the middle. And then obviously there's the more expensive type is the magnificent foxface, which they are truly magnificent. Once it comes into the picture, you can tell right there swimming side by side, and magnificent's got that white and black contrast and also reddish hint and hue in the fins. So do they live together peacefully? Yes, they are right now. They still occasionally kind of flash their fins. I added the yellow foxface actually just 3 weeks ago into my main display. For half a year, it was living in my sump. The funny thing is that it was the weakest, most emaciated fish when I first got it. It was actually a freebie from a vendor friend, and he just wanted to give it for me for free because he couldn't keep it in his system any longer, and the foxface is just not doing well. It's not eating in his system, and when I came home, I dumped it in my sump, and it's grown like a couple inches since then. I raised my magnificent, by the way, from a 3-inch baby fish. So now I have 2 adult foxface. When I first put the yellow foxface in the main tank, they were fighting like real hard, like battle royale style. And the foxface the yellow guy actually would have to go hide near the return and the power heads. And after 3 weeks, actually, it fight comfort. And now it's out in the open and actually swim together with the magnificent. And it's eating well. So what do they eat? Well, they really eat anything that you feed. They're primarily vegetarian in the wild. They eat algae. So if you have bubble algae problem, they are the best candidate to take care of that. And they also eat hair algae. So excellent grazer, if you will. But if you feed them protein-based stuff, mice shrimp, brine shrimp, if you feed them pellets, flakes, they'll eat them all. So they're not very picky. And then lastly, how to take care of them and what's their water quality requirement. Well, just your normal reef requirement, I guess, adequate temperature, adequate flow. They're not very picky on the condition, and they actually live a very long time in captivity. There's an article I read that in the Waikiki Aquarium, there is one that's actually been there for over 30 years. So if you planning to get one, just know that it can potentially outlive you or be with you for a very, very long time at the very least. So that's all today about the foxface, and I will just be quiet for the remainder of the video so we can enjoy the scenery.